I was at the bottom. Easily, I was at the bottom. I was actually sharing this with my parents actually last week because I hadn't fully told them the whole story. But you know, I um, got married last year, and just it didn't work out, unfortunately. And
Right, right.
uh, the whole amount of counseling didn't help, and it great helped me understand what happened, but it never helped me understand how to feel better. And I didn't feel better. I felt just the same, miserable. And I tried a lot of different things. That tried online self-help courses of all the different meditations and all this other stuff, and it just nothing was touching the hurt. And came across you, and admittedly probably did a really poor job of explaining my situation when I originally had emailed you. And I distinctly remember staying in the driveway next to my truck, and you and I having a conversation. And
Mhm.
I I was sick and tired of hurting, and I needed to change. I had to physically, mentally, emotionally change quickly, or it wasn't going to be pretty. And so you and I talked, and we started that night. And it was been nothing but an uphill, amazing journey to the top of the mountain, to look around and say,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel pretty damn good right now. It's funny because I'm an emotional person, but by nature. And so I was recounting this today, but that was the last time I cried, about this relationship, and I was pouring it out to you, right? And it was just so um, hard. And
Yeah.
today I was in this beautiful building, and it was one of those weird. I was having a text conversation with somebody, and it was just one of those moments where I wasn't sad or anything. I was just overcome with emotion of the space that I was in, right? And that's totally different emotion, totally different feeling. But it was so, we talked the last 6, 7, 8 weeks that we've been working together. I We talked so much about gratitude, and I
Right.
was just so grateful to be in that spot and in that place. And to be here, with my son and his wife, and just everything about my life is so different than it was before that we started talking. It's just so much more rewarding and so much more beneficial, I guess is the word. That it's healthy. It's a healthy relationship that I have with myself. You have to put the effort in on your side,
Yep.
right? On my side of the equation, because it's you, and you do a great job of cheerleading, and you have to do the hard work in it. It's not easy. It is not easy at all. It is a commitment, 100%. But I got to tell you, I did it. And I'm a different person. I saw my parents last week for the first time in like 6 months, because they live out of state. And sat down at the kitchen table when I first walked in, and mom says, you look like you've lost weight, healthy weight,
Mhm.
but man, you are just in a really good place. It's like, I feel it. I just feel super awesome. It made a difference, not just for me, but also the people that work for me directly. But then also, that my peers at work, but also my friends are, are reaping that energy too. I got some friends who are just having a really bad time right now, and we talk, and it's there is hope. There is a way to do this. There is a way to
Yeah.
feel better if you want it. And so try to share some of those things that we've learned together with them. And it's I was going to say on my phone, I just use a OneNote, and as those thoughts and those feelings, we talk about as an odd or as a God, those moments each day, I capture those in my OneNote. And
Yeah.
even during this process that we spent together, you I'd share them with you, and you called me out on my crap sometimes. He says, listen, you said this not 4 days ago. And this is why we
Right.
do this, right? This is why we put this stuff down, so you can go back to it. And I have each week, each Sunday afternoon, I go back and I review the last week of the things that have just frankly been miracles around me. That in the moment, it's really easy to write them down, and they quickly kind of maybe they subside. But having that opportunity to reflect on it's just been so powerful for me. It gives me that emotional high. Going into the next week, I've got a whole other arsenal of things to help me be happy and be a better person. It was when you questioned me on how bad I wanted it. it was when you asked me that question, I had to do a really, really fast reflection and a real clear understanding. And if you remember, that's when I got emotional, and that's when I knew that my life had to change.
Yeah.
It had to change right then. And the just in that, we probably talked for probably 20 minutes on the phone. In that 20 minutes, I felt like I had more tools in the 20 minutes that we talked, and just talk about to go see a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do a great job of talking to you every time. They're going to do a great job of cashing your check every time. And
Right.
and whether you know what you want out of it or know what you need out of it, they're just going to listen to you, right? And
Right.
there's the result they're hoping for is that well, it may not be what they're hoping for, but the net result is that you don't call them anymore because you figured
Right.
it out. You don't want to spend money, right? And that's not a result. That's giving up, and it's fraudulent almost. But I have counselors and psychologists in my family. I'm well aware of how it all works. But
Yeah.
with you and I, you guaranteed me a result. You promised me that if I put in 100%, you're going to put in 1,000%, and you did every day. And when I had just those effing amazing moments, I hadn't been in the mountains for a year. In that first Sunday, I got in the truck and I went up to the mountains, and I sent you a picture.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
said, I'm here. That's when I knew my life was changing, because I was taking control of everything I could take control of. I let go previously, and I was letting life happen to me. And it was then, just days after that we had started, that I began taking control. I was letting life happen for me. I needed that climb in the mountains. I need that. My son and I went up into the Tetons the other day. I just,
Yeah.
God, I haven't been up here forever. It's just gorgeous. And I'm remembering, not just mentally, but physiologically, what it's like to be doing some of these things that I've loved and I put on hold, or I've just let go, because life has just been swirling about and around me. I've got control of my life now.
Yeah.
Getting back to the original question though, of there at that time when we talked, how did you know? It was because all of a sudden I felt like I could see that path of getting back to that point. And you did a great job telling me that I could do that, and encouraging me that you could do that. And that was the first time somebody said, there is an end date. There is an end point to this if you want
Yeah.
it. And if you don't want it, then just keep on doing what you're doing. Because, I shared with you this quote of, we're perfectly designed to get the results that we're getting. I was not getting the results I wanted, but I was doing that design. I completely changed my design by working with you, and I get this whole other result that makes me super awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was we call it a chamber of commerce kind of day. Blue skies are out and the whole deal. It was just
Yeah.
you make brochures out of that kind of stuff, and it's just, I don't remember all the facts specifically that led up to it, but who cares, man? It was an 80% day, and it was so much better than all the other days. And I think now it's kind of come back to me now. I think it was more of, that we talk about getting that charge, or those things that kind of remind you of, bring on that adrenaline, or those feelings that you're working to not have. It was kind of, those opportunities came, and I addressed them head on. Used the tools that we had talked about, and used the tool, and it worked exactly as it was designed to, and it just made the day so much freaking better. It was funny because one of the things we talk about, Albert Einstein, I came across this one this morning, and I added it to my OneNote too today. That
Okay.
Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions."
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that gave me, I had, a couple hours this afternoon. That was just sitting back in a big lazy boy chair and just what do I want to do with my life over the next year? What great things can happen? And what's that going to look like and feel like? I still let it happen, but what is it? What amazing things are sitting just ahead of me, just around the bend, or even a little bit further down the road? I get the opportunity. I totally get the opportunity to just envision that and imagine it, and just enjoy the journey as it happens.
Awesome. Check this out. I actually have I had a little surprise for you. I just texted it to you. This is going to really go check your phone. It'll take maybe about a minute or so. You don't have to read it. You can just have a little smile, but we can talk about this offline. That is the absolute truth. That connects exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. It wouldn't. And you'd be stupid to hesitate. Just calling everybody else out. It's when you and I probably text every day. And I can probably think maybe 5 or 6 days that I didn't hear from you or you didn't hear from me one way or the other. And so and I have no idea how many other clients you're working with. I don't know what your workload is and what the rest of your day is, but I know that by the end of every day, you and I had at least touched base on one thing or another. And it's, there's small course corrections that I got every day. I remember calling you one day and it's like, hey, I need a pep talk. And it probably wasn't even a half hour later. It says, listen, we don't do pep talks. We do coaching sessions.
We do strategy sessions. Yep.
Strategy sessions. Yeah.
All our talks are based on using the tool even better.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just that mental mindset of the words that I was using. It's like, gosh, dang it, he's right.
Yeah.
But just those little things and to really rewire your brain, like we talk about, and that biological upgrade, it's not just in doing the tool, but it's in all these little ways in which you think of yourself and think of how you're going about the day every day. And it was for me, it was those small course corrections every day that you would give me, as well as the reinforcement of the things. And you always, man, it was a virtual high five that you were giving me with the explanation points and this is awesome, good stuff. But then there was also hey, that's super awesome, but did you think about this? Or did you take that?
Right, yeah.
You hit the level, but man, if you think about it this way, it's going to take you right up to that next level too. You're totally on board with it, you're ready to go. And again, going back to other experiences I'd had, I didn't get that out of it. It was a lot of other stuff, and this spoke directly to me. Being a college athlete and doing all these other things, it was very a one-on-one coaching scenario, or having a coach I'm just going to call you a coach to walk me through this. I can't think of any other way that I would have responded to it. I mean, it was incredible. The return on investment is unaccountable. There's the professional development that I'm able to take this stuff, what we've talked about and what I've learned about myself and how I've rewired myself, and apply that to work. Those are other positions. That's more money. Those are, all the things that help professionally and economically to my personal life. There's the return on investment of just my personal life, of the people I'm investing my time with that are meaningful, and rekindling and reinvigorating those personal relationships. And then the other return on investment is just, frankly, my mental health. Of I wake up in the morning not dreading being miserable or being upset about something, right? It's I've got control of this. I totally get to choose how I'm going to feel today. And like I said before, that kind of crap was just happening to me. And now I'm making it happen for me. And it's in those 3 different areas, my life has changed so much in the last not 9 weeks now since we first started. But I've been done for a couple of weeks, but I've chatted. But it's just a world of difference. And I pinch myself feeling this great. On the professional side, a great opportunity landed, and kind of hemmed and hawed and thought through it a little bit. And there were a lot of great reasons to take it, and there were a lot of great reasons not to take it. And at the end of the day, I put my name in the ring to take that job. And you know what? They came back to me and says, well, we're going to restructure it. And what if we did this? And it becomes an amalgamation of those two jobs together. And it fulfills me. It makes me so much fuller at work and continues to do the things that do satisfy me. And I don't think I would have had the confidence to go into that conversation um, before we had gone through this. And then just from a relationship standpoint too, it's just meeting new people and being able to have confidence and being able to talk about, hey, here's what I'm looking for, here's what I'm experiencing, and here's what I want to experience. Is that something that you're interested in or not? And if it is, then hey, let's keep talking. And if not, hey man, no harm, no foul. I wish you the best, and you're a really cool person, and I hope to see you down the line. So it's just like, hey, it just didn't work out. It's like, okay, cool. But it's setting those types of long-term, it's growing that pool of people around me and a sphere of influence around me that just makes it really awesome. It's funny on that personal side. It's you go on vacation, and for me, it would take almost all vacation to finally spin down to like you feel like you can be on vacation, right?
Yeah.
At work or checking your phone, the whole thing. And this time I got on the plane and it was bye-bye. And I've had two things I've had to address that were 911 emergencies, but beyond that, it was, I'm not even thinking about it or anything else. I'm more focused, I am more focused on the relationships of the people that are around me. And I think that, looking back, that the work and not spinning down on work was masking my inability to actually cope with a lot of the other things around me, right? And so now that I'm able to focus on these relationships in the way that brings joy, brings happiness, and brings, frankly, gratitude, it makes me want to get to that point faster. So just put all the stuff that doesn't matter right now that I'm allowed to put aside, and focus on the things that truly matter the most. That's the best way to put it. It is freedom. It is total freedom to go and experience those things. Best way of saying it.